Season 2, Juddy.
Yeah.
I'm excited. What about you?
I'm pumped, man. Like, this is a big season for us. It's a full-blown audio season, basically.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got the one camera and, obviously some technical issues. But anyway, Season 2.
Season 2 is kicking off.
Here we
Strong
go.
here. We got Drew Elliott. Oh, shit.
We're forgetting something.
We are.
We have a new co-host.
We do. Holy.
Yeah. How did we forget?
We gotta go get him.
Yeah.
Folks.
Taylor Stewart. Good to have you on again. Why don't you tell the folks a little bit about yourself?
Hey guys, I'm Taylor Stewart from Belfast, Prince Edward Island. Basically just here to bring a new perspective on the sporting industry and create some lively discussions between these guys here and just try and entertain you guys some more.
Yeah, our first Islander on the Waterboyz.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it started with Justin and I with big dreams. Now they're getting bigger. Taylor Stewart.
Taylor sees the same dreams as what we have, so it made sense to bring him on, folks. So hopefully you enjoy him and his commentary and his, opinion more than ours, because sometimes me and Grant will argue about stuff that we don't even know what we're arguing about.
Sometimes the Grantisms get a little old.
Yeah.
But, now we got a Blue Jays fan here, not shying away from it on his first episode.
Nah, I figured first episode in the pod, gotta represent the team, the roots,
Yeah. Been off to a little hot here, the Blue Jays.
They're a little hot, but they've had a struggle these past couple games against Houston and the Red Sox, yeah.
The offense has been kicking ass so far, to be honest. But I mean, you find a dry spell here and there, and the pitching can be
better for the Blue Jays right now. I think Alec Noah is their probably best pitcher on the team right now.
Oh, he's nasty.
He is absolutely insane, disgusting, folks. Like it's just lights out whenever he's playing.
It's early in the season, but
they haven't lost a game when he's played.
Yeah, his last 12 starts, all wins.
Yeah, Blue Jays have a deeper bullpen, and that's something a lot of teams can't say right now.
Yeah, and that helps them out for sure whenever, say the pitchers or their starters can't go or are struggling. They can pull them out in third and still be fine. They can still hang in most games because of that offense, and their bullpen's pretty damn good, I would have to say.
Yeah, so later in the season, it'll definitely be interesting to see how all of them hang on, and especially stamina of the baseball season.
Yeah,
well, you got injuries and stuff you can never predict.
I think the slowest player on the Blue Jays right now is probably Bo Bichette, but he just hit a grand slam the other night, so hopefully that will speed things up for him.
It'd be nice to see Bo Flows get a few more of these going around the bases.
Yeah. That's a big confidence boost too. You hit a big one like that, and the whole next week or two just comes easier for you.
It should, and that's what we're hoping to see out of him. I get that there is so much firepower on this lineup that sometimes it doesn't work, and you don't really know. You got guys that you're intentionally walking on the Blue Jays now, which you don't really see. You haven't seen that in the past couple of years. Vlad gets intentionally walked a couple times. Even Bo, when he's hot, he gets intentionally walked. I'm forgetting.
Springer and
Hernandez. Springer had a big one against the Sox there that just turned the tide of that game.
Yeah, he actually lead off hitter today, home run.
Yeah, he hit a home run and while we're recording this. Yeah. So crazy stuff there, folks. I don't know what else you can say about the Blue Jays right now other than we've expected them to have this kind of start to the season, I would say.
You expected to end off season 1, you said that they were World Series. Way too early World Series prediction.
I think they're right up in there. But the Yanks have surprised me. They're off to a 14 and I know, right? But they're off to a 14-6 start, and so are the Mets.
That's impressive.
Mets have the best record in baseball right now. So.
I think the Mets lead is a bit more impressive. Now, May through September, as I say for the Mets fans, that's a tough time of the year.
Yeah.
I think you just hate orange and blue.
I think just New York sports, orange and blue. That's where it comes from.
He hates. He hates the Isles too.
It's not a hate thing. It's just if you're a team that leans over and dies like a 120-year-old oak tree, maybe try a bit harder. That's my recommendation. But Mets have shut me up a little bit.
Well, it is just April. It's New York still. Give him a chance to die a little bit here. Yeah.
We're recording this on the last day of April. May's coming tomorrow, so should be.
They're probably going to shit the bed and go 0-30 for the month of May.
Some teams really have those April showers, and, Mets have May through September showers.
Well, they didn't add any big names in the offseason, did they? I know they still have Lindor, but they lost Baez.
But they did add Max.
They got Scherzer.
Yeah. So they got...
He's injured, though, to start the season.
No, he's not. It's DeGrom who's injured again.
Yeah.
He's catching an injury bug on his career, it seems like. And then who else is hot? And I think of a team like St. Louis with the Cardinals.
St. Louis is looking like old 2006 with Pujols coming back.
Man. And you got Nolan.
Arenado.
Arenado out there, and they're a hot team to start the season, I think, and they're a dangerous team to watch out for. So
shout out to my pops there, St. Louis, comeback season. And my team, real quick, the Chicago Cubs. Winning 21-0 while we were on break against the Pirates. That's a football score right there.
Oh, that is a football.
What did I say about the Cubs, Johnny? What did I say about the Cubs? World Series. They're coming for it.
Folks, Grant is obviously delusional, and we have to get him some help here because his Cubs aren't going anywhere, unfortunately.
Oh, they're going further than the Mets, that's for sure.
We got that standout, the new, can't pitch, but that new Ohtani kind of guy there coming over.
Suzuki or something, I think, from Japan, I think.
The latest Japanese guy. Yeah.
So he's been really producing. He's the only guy outside, I think, is the best player. He's probably the best player on the team.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
well, speaking of football,
Stro show guy too.
Yeah. Speaking of football scores, football draft, NFL draft.
Yeah.
Big news coming out of there for your Patriots, Justin.
Yeah, basically they butchered it. Easiest way to say it. Bill Belichick should probably just man. I'm gonna get into my feels, folks. This is what's gonna happen. Bill Belichick, I feel like he's the greatest coach of all time, and we all understand this. I think you guys can both agree with me on this. Bill Belichick is the greatest coach of all time.
I'll eat my words here. Yes.
Yes, he is.
The way he can structure a team.
He could smile a bit more, but I mean, I'll give it to the guy. You get that many rings, you got to be up there.
The way he brought Brady up and coached him through that, impressive.
And it's
brought a team
year
around
after
him.
year. It's just he builds a team. It's competitive each year, other than his 2021 season with Cam Newton.
I feel a but coming for you here, Justin.
But the big but is, I think that he should give up the GM role. This is a dumb pick, Bill. Really dumb. Why are you taking a guy that was ranked to be there in the third round, 85th, 100th overall, 29th overall? Use it on a defensive player because there was so much defensive talent up there. You traded back from 21 to 29, which that makes sense. Fair. You got 2 extra picks out of that. So what do you do with that? You draft a guard. Now, he might turn out to be the Tom Brady of guards. But the chances of that happening, and he wasn't even there's highlights of him getting pushed around at the Senior Bowl. So the strangest part about this pick was it was Cole Strange. Now, I don't know what else to say about this because, and you guys can allude to this, it was a weird ass pick in my opinion.
You know what? I'm for that pick. Not just because I want to see the Patriots fail, but because I think that's actually a good pick. But you need to protect your quarterback, Justin. That's one of the biggest things in football.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. We had Shaq Mason, right?
Yeah.
We had him Pro Bowl guard, and you trade him to Tampa Bay because he has $8 million in the cap. Now this guy, Cole Strange, 6-year senior. Now the age on Shaq Mason was 28 years old or 29. When this guy's off his rookie deal, Cole Strange, he'll be 29 years old. So what was the point of signing this or drafting this guy? It makes no sense. Plus, we all know, and we talked about it last year, what the Patriots needed. Yeah. They needed a big wideout.
Yes, obviously, you need someone to throw to. But you leave that big of a gap, you need to fill it. And I think they filled it wisely. You pick a guard of that level, yeah, you're talking about a Senior Bowl, but Senior Bowl.
But that's not the problem. That's not the problem. My problem isn't the player. The problem is where he was selected. Yeah. Why the hell are you wasting the 29th overall pick on a guy that was going to be there in the 3rd round for day 2? It makes no sense. Take a talented wideout that everyone knew we needed because, I mean, Devontae Parker, like we traded for in the offseason. Kendrick Boyne's a good, solid receiver. Jacoby Myers, good, solid receiver, but we don't have a star receiver on the team. So we all know what the hell we needed.
Yeah.
But then Bill is just not doing it. Like, I don't know, like, I mean, in Bill we trust, I guess, because that's the Patriots saying. But, like, I don't know. I don't know if I can trust.
You know what? See, I'm for my team's pick. With the quarterback coming out of Washington, he's a heck of a player. He plays more aggressive than the Honey Badger. And we needed defense. Obviously, a lot of Chiefs fans are going to come at me for saying that we needed defense more than a Tyreek Hill replacement. But
yeah,
that's what we need. Let's look at this. Defensive ball lacked. Mm-hmm. It lacked last season. And
for sure.
That's putting it mildly. You know,
no,
we had the offensive power.
You're not wrong.
And we got Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the backfield. So, really, we don't have to worry about a run game. We do have to worry about passing, yeah.
But you still have to re-sign Matthews, right?
Well, Matthews is not coming back.
He's not coming back.
That's why I think that's why I think that's what the point of drafting a safety or cornerback was.
We needed a Tyrann Mathieu-esque quarterback who, and I saw him blitz, kind of off
he's
the
a
edge.
Safety. Like, he's safety blitz, and he's one of the best. He's like his instincts on the field are like no other.
Yeah.
So
Kansas City rent is still due. It's just coming from a Washington alumni instead of LSU.
Now, during the draft, there was a big swing, and a lot of teams took wide receivers.
Yeah.
And a
lot of big defensive draft class.
But
offensive power came out.
It was, I think, and they mentioned this all weekend, was the fact you got these guys coming off their rookie deals, like A.J. Brown got traded, Hollywood Brown got traded. Yeah. These guys are making big money now, so instead of paying these guys because they can't afford them, I feel like they traded for a first rounder so that they can go get an actual new young wide receiver that hopefully will do what A.J. Brown or Hollywood Brown was doing right now.
Through the rankings,
Well,
go ahead.
Oh, well, that's, you mentioned Philly there with A.J. Brown, that big deal. It feels like they're stacking up an offense for a team that doesn't yet have a proven quarterback.
Well, I feel like, and you mentioned this, and this is an interesting topic because Jalen Hurts, this is it. This is it. Like, you either, and they got 2 first rounders for next year, so they're already preparing for him to fail, in my opinion.
Well, he was unnoticeable in the playoffs.
Yeah, so,
and there are going to be more interesting quarterbacks come, especially with this COVID.
Yeah, and Bryce Young comes next year from Alabama. Like, there's big names coming next year in the quarterback room. So, it's all on Jalen Hurts this year. If he fails, he's done. Yeah. Like, we're putting all the, all the chips in the middle right now. Yeah, and it's all on Jalen Hurts to perform. And if he fails...
Well, this has been a season like no other. An off-season like no other in the NFL. You have so many trades. The QB market is insane. You got Cleveland.
You have either very excited fan bases or very disappointed like Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or like Denver.
Yeah.
Denver. Yeah.
Picking up some big ones there. But Green Bay, just for a second here, one of the dumbest moves in this whole draft. You can complain about your Patriots all you want. You can complain about Denver. I can complain about my Chiefs. But thank the Lord above we're not Packer fans because they did not pick up a wide receiver. That's what they
not in the first round. Well, they did it on the second day, but
they didn't trade up for a wide receiver.
Well, they had two first rounders. And they decided defense was the option on both.
And Rodgers came public saying that he asked, like he wanted one of the wide receivers.
Exactly. And they could have even traded up.
And I don't know if you guys saw this today, but Rodgers has publicly, or actually was under the impression when he signed his big deal with the Packers
that they'd be bringing on.
No, that Davante Adams would be staying with the team. He would not be leaving.
That's right.
So he was under the impression that he was going to have his number one receiver again. So not only did he lose probably the best receiver in football, he didn't even get one in replace. He's going to be throwing to Randall Cobb again, like 38-year-old Randall Cobb. He's not like Randall Cobb. Like, I understand Aaron Rodgers can take average players and make them look good, but I don't think you can do anything with this wide receiver.
They downgraded too much this offseason. After, you spend the bucket on Rodgers. You keep him there. You gotta keep him happy, or else the saga continues.
Green Bay's looking like a retirement home.
But it's not even like that. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but last year Green Bay's defense was top 10 in the league in every stat.
Yeah.
So you take a top 10 defense, and you decide, the defense is lacking. We need 2 first rounders for the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Why?
We gotta look too, even with Davante Adams, the playoff game they lost was 13-10 to San Francisco.
Yeah.
No offense at all, even with the team, even with Davante.
Yeah. And come from San Francisco, they're pretty offensively talented too. That game wasn't a good game.
No, it was in the snow and everything, so it was in Lambeau. But
you'd expect not St. Patrick's. You'd expect Green Bay Packers to throw a little something extra in there against San Fran.
Well,
especially they didn't score an offensive touchdown. No, it was defense recovery, wasn't it? In the end zone and then a field goal.
So they're coming off of a bad offensive season, and it's going to be even worse this year.
So, we spent quite a bit of time here, and it's all factual.
We played into the NFL's little rule of taking away from focus of baseball and hockey.
But when we want to focus this on, because it's big news, folks. It's impacting the team's future for this season. Now,
next 3 years, I'd say, are impacted by this draft.
Now, looking forward into an actual season, we have the NBA. And the first round just wrapped up. Now, any surprises to both of you in that first round?
Refereeing, not even teams, just refereeing.
Okay.
It was just awful. You watch any of the Raptors games in Philadelphia, even the crowd was starting to boo the officials at one point, and it was in Philadelphia when they were getting, I think it was the first 2 games I saw, free throws. Philly had 68, Toronto had 34. Yeah, that's almost double. You don't, there's no way in any NBA game you get that many free throws.
Unless you're playing the 78 Pistons.
And just Embiid, too. You look at, there was a play, Van Vliet, literally a guy maybe a foot smaller than Embiid.
Fouled out.
Van Vliet touches him like this. Embiid's on the ground, diving.
They're diving, in that first round series, they were diving all over the place. And, Toronto was just I saw a couple players, you have to be kidding me. You're really this petty. I feel like the NBA is, it kind of embarrassing.
Oh, yeah, no, it's honestly getting up there with soccer now for diving.
With soccer, in terms of dive, soccer's a great game to watch. I'm not disarguing anything about soccer, but soccer fans can admit this. There is diving in soccer. We all know this.
Yep.
And it feels like the NBA is going down that route.
It's turning into a pretty soft league.
Yeah, it's not like it used to be.
Throwing some big boys in there.
Yeah. Shaq couldn't play in this league, and he said it too.
He'd foul out in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't matter. I just think this league is just way too soft. Now, in terms of first round matchups, I think that the Memphis Grizzlies.
Whoa! Hold on. You were saying Toronto all the way before this first round.
Are you really going to call me out on this right now? Okay.
I 100% am because I was right.
No, you weren't.
I was.
You were right.
Philly offense.
You were right about the...
Philly offense.
You were right about the referees. The referees, helped the Philly offense.
No, I'll be honest, folks. I'll take a knee here. The Philly offense argument was very weak because in every sport, whoever scores the most points wins the game. We were talking about this at the Cavs. It was a very easy argument to take, but nonetheless, I was right.
Well, you got to say though, too, like the Philly offense wasn't there the entire time. What was it? Game 4 in Toronto.
It was there the first two games for sure.
Game 5 in Toronto, or no, Game 5 in Philadelphia. Sorry,
like it was there the first 2 games for
points.
sure. They went early.
Well, yeah, but I think that losing Scotty Barnes, Game 1.
Yeah.
That
no
killed,
Freddie in the last 2.
No Freddie. They lost. Who else? Trent Jr. was battling injuries. Like, I think that...
But here's the deal. Toronto defense.
Okay, here's the deal,
which
Grant.
led way for the Philly offense.
Here's the deal, Grant. You want to know something?
Let's hear it.
The Toronto Raptors won more games than your Chicago Bulls.
Okay. Low blow.
It's not a low blow.
It's not. That was kind of expected. I'll be honest.
I
was just hopeful.
The Raptors don't have a star player. Like Siakam. Siakam's like their version of a star player, but he's not an NBA star player, I don't think.
No, he's not when you think, like, who you think of when you think, like, hey, there's LeBron up there, there's Curry up there. You're not putting Siakam anywhere near the top there.
But you got DeRozan on the Bulls.
Okay, but...
Who just had an MVP-type regular season, and he only wins one game in the playoffs. What did I tell you?
You said it yourself, though. Ball was out. That's a big loss there for the Bulls.
How good is he when he's in, anyway?
Really, though?
I'm regretting having you on. You're right. It was an impressive regular season for the Bulls compared to what was expected.
For sure.
From where they've been the last few seasons, 100%. They can build on this now.
Yeah, I was excited about it, and it fell there.
Yeah, you got torn right down to the bare bones of a construction job. Like, it's just, the Bulls are not good.
And
I'm sorry.
Caruso going out there, that's tough for us.
Well, you're in the look-ahead boat right now. You're looking into a bright future.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, so the Raptors. I think Raptors have a better future. And
this offseason is a lot to tell, yeah.
I think the Raptors have a better future than the Bulls. I think the Raptors, you went 48-34 with that team. You put a star on that team, you're at least winning 55 games.
Well, it's the same
you're
thing
just
Chuck and them said. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just reminiscent of the Kawhi Leonard days. That's what I'm saying.
Well, guess what? We have a Kawhi Leonard in the making, and yes, I said it. We have a Kawhi Leonard in the making, and that is Scotty Barnes, the NBA Rookie of the Year. And let me tell you, that kid, he is amazing. And it's not even just the fact that he's good at basketball. As we've seen, Ben Simmons just said, screw the team, I'm just going to take a mental break and we're going to not play a game. And we're down 3-0. This Scotty Barnes kid, hobbling on one leg, injured, down 3-0 in Game 4, says, no way, I'm not playing, and plays Game 4, Game 5, and Game 6. Now that's just incredible from a rookie.
And that just adds to your, not to take away from Ben Simmons, we don't know exactly what he was going through, but that just adds to your NBA being something.
Ben Simmons should just be ruined. Like, he should never play again. Like,
well, you got no one backing him, not even like the coach and staff.
Yeah, like,
the rest of Brooklyn's happy with him.
Yeah.
They're done with him. Like, I'm sorry, like, we're a little bit off of topic now with Ben Simmons, but I think everyone watching this can agree Ben Simmons is done. Like, I don't think Ben Simmons comes back.
He's got some left in him, I'd say.
How do you go and you don't play a game from a team, you refuse to play for them, you refuse to even practice with them, but yet you want $20 million from the team? Is that reasonable?
No, it isn't. But
there's no. It's just. It feels like it's selfish out of.
He got petty, is what it was.
Yeah.
The coach and staff didn't back him. They kind of drug his name through the mud a little bit, and he got all sad and was like, "Well, if you're not gonna appreciate me, I'm not gonna play for you."
And learn to shoot a friggin' shot, Ben. This is all it is. You can't shoot. Anyway, that's enough Ben Simmons for the day.
Going into the second round, going to be quite interesting, some of these matchups.
Who do you have?
One word. 76ers.
Okay, but...
There's a hyphen there, I think it counts as one.
There's three other teams there, Grant, that need to make the conference finals.
Oh, well, Warriors are going. That's an easy one, obviously. Boston, they're on. A little Heat. Those are at least my 3 easy picks. And,
You think the Suns, or you got the Mavs? Look at Doncic pulling it out.
That's definitely a tough one. Mavs, I'd say that's my pick for sure. Good team. They've had a pretty good playoff run so far. Impressive regular season.
I don't know if you guys have seen, they winning their playoff series was the first playoff series won since 2011 when Dirk Nowitzki won them the chip. So
yeah, something in the water in Dallas.
It's future's bright there. That's for sure. Now, Taylor, yourself, like, who do you have going into the conference finals?
So we're not talking NBA finals here. We're talking who's going to advance each round.
Conference finals. Who's going to make
looking
it past
way ahead here.
No, I'm going Suns for sure. I just think CP3, Devin Booker.
He had the best shooting career night of his life.
Well, that's
in NBA history.
Big guy DeAndre Ayton too. I can't see the Mavs are a Doncic alone team. I can't see the Mavs coming against the Suns.
And going back though, CP3, he's obviously had some tough days with some refereeing there too.
Well, yeah, Scott Foster, that's the biggest one. He's out for 12 or out for 13 in his career when he's more effing him in the playoffs. But for yourself, like, I want you to finish up there, and then I got something to say about CP3 as well.
The Suns, obviously, I think they made the NBA Finals last year. I think they're going right back again. I'd have to say, I don't think the Grizzlies are getting the Warriors.
No, I think the Warriors got that one too.
Love Morant, but, I mean, it's Steph, it's Clay. I mean, they're running it back.
That seems stacked.
Yeah, for the East, I'm going... I like Larry. I like Butler with the Heat. If they can stay out of each other's way, I think the Heat are going fair. And then, as much as Boston's been impressing me this year, you're not stopping Giannis. It's Bucks going there.
See, now I got 3 of the 4 same teams as you. I got the Heat. I got the Celtics, because the Celtics are the most dangerous team in the NBA right now. I'm sorry to say it, but they are. Jason Tatum, he is earning his spot as a top 5 NBA player as we speak right now.
But the Greek freak.
Jaylen Brown's a lot better than any second player on the Bucks. And they don't have Chris Middleton for this next round. He's out. So...
Celtics have a bench, and that's on the Bucks.
They have the Defensive Player of the Year, Marcus Smart, too. I think in the West, though, you got, like you said, the Warriors. Jordan Poole, I don't know how he doesn't get a nomination for Most Improved this year. But you got Jordan Poole, Draymond, Steph, Clay, Andrew Wiggins. This team's deep. Like, I don't think people realize how deep this team is. And Steph's only playing bench minutes right now, returning from his injury. So, like, when he gets back to, like, full form, I think they're the best team in the NBA, maybe. But I have the Suns and winning over the Mavs. But unlike you, I don't think they're making the NBA Finals.
No.
And the reason being is Chris Paul. Chris Paul is amazing. But the man is how old now? Like 37?
At least same age as Curry.
38?
Curry's 36, isn't he?
No, Curry's 34. So, like, CP3...
3-4 years on him.
Yeah.
CP3, like, 37, 38, and he's been in a lot of playoffs. He played so many games. I don't know if you guys saw the other night, Game 5 against the Pelicans. At halftime, he is huffing and weaving because he's out of gas. Yeah. He's like played the whole first half and he's out of gas. Yeah. And this is Game 5 in round 1. So, like, CP3, unbelievable. He's point god. Like, it's just, I don't know if he's going to make it. Like, if he's going to have enough energy in the tank to get her done. Like,
the West certainly isn't a young man's game right now. That's all. You got veterans on both sides of that bracket.
Yeah, and it's late in the season, Justin. Everyone's going to be tired.
But you're talking about at least 4 years difference in Steph, and you got Mavs, Luka Doncic, who he'll be guarding most likely, if not Devin Booker, but like if whenever CP3's matched up against him, that's a 23, 24-year-old versus a 38-year-old in the playoffs.
Yeah. But like you just mentioned there, you got Booker and you got Ayton. So you're looking at CP3. Yeah, he's old. But nowadays, they're not leaning on him as much for his scoring touch as he's racking up double-digit assists pretty much every game. He's setting up Book. He's setting up Ayton. They're big guys. And those are the young guns.
That's true. So it'll be interesting to see, folks. Now, the last topic we have to discuss before we send you to Drew and Oscar in our first episode of season 2 is the NHL. Yeah. And let me tell you, this is going to be a dicey one, folks, because Leaf fans, you might want to look away because you're going to be out in the first round.
Hey, 60 goals for Matthews. He reached it. Come on now.
You said 65.
Well, yeah.
But
us at the Waterboyz, we predicted he would get it, and he did.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get 60, but
Hart Trophy candidate.
I don't care about that. Congratulations.
What you think? Yeah.
Congratulations for getting 60. Guess what? Win a round.
You think they're going to get rolled by Tampa here?
I think they're going to lose in 5 or 6.
See, I'm saying it.
You think they're winning the round?
They're winning the round. Leafs are winning this round.
It's going to be a goaltending series.
I mean, who's better goaltending?
Well, that's what I mean. No matter, both offenses can go off, but you're looking, it's going to matter if Jack Campbell can be as hot as he was at the start of the season or at the end of the season, and then it's going to matter if Vasilevsky is going to be the same guy who won the Conn Smythe last year. And
well, that's what I'm thinking. This guy, Vasilevsky, turns it up in the playoffs. The past 2 years at least. Every year it's tough to play him. But they're the 2-time defending Cup champions. They're going for a 3-peat. Stammer just hit 100 points, and he's literally scored 3 points in his last 6 games at least. Like 3 points in each game.
Yeah.
So this team, and they played the salary cap again this year. So
Kucherov's playing before playoffs.
Yeah,
this time.
First time, but they had a couple players.
Tampa's not playing their usual thing.
But when you think about this, how does Toronto match up with them?
We just said it's their offense, Justin. They're firing, and they've been firing as of late.
Who has a better defense?
Defense is pretty even.
I think
the Leafs
Tampa
have been gotten much better in that category, but you also got to look, like you said, with the offense is firing. Yeah. Last year in the playoffs, first round against Montreal, Matthews and Marner come out for 1 goal in that series. Yeah, so if they got to stay hot. Like, Matthews can't just stop. It's got to depend if those guys can keep scoring or not.
It really is.
I'd say they can. I'd say that frustration from the last, 60 some odd years now. That builds. And just in Matthews' career alone, seeing Boston
let
take
him go
that
to 70 years.
Yeah.
Let them go to 70 years. They're not winning this round. They're not winning. I don't think they are, because Tampa Bay is just, I think, head and heels a better team. Because, yes, you have the offense of the Maple Leafs. Yeah. But do you have the playoff experience that Tampa Bay has had for the past 2 years?
No. And obviously not. But I think that experience speaks towards another thing. No team has gone 3 times back-to-back Stanley Cup champions.
Pat Maroon was the only player to do it.
Not in a while, anyway.
He's not.
That's a player, not a team.
Yeah, he went St. Louis, Tampa Bay.
Not in the modern era, anyway. You haven't seen nothing.
Check the sabermetrics on this one.
The latest back-to-back was Pittsburgh, and
yeah.
That's the most you've ever won.
Well, didn't the Mike Bossy Islanders, didn't they have 4 straight cups?
Yeah, but that was 80s.
Well, that's what I mean. That's way back
so
when.
They're playing with different twists.
We haven't seen a 3-peat in so long.
In the modern era.
And I think if a team was going to do it, it was going to be. I think it's going to be Tampa.
I don't think so. I
Like,
think
I have a Leafs friend at home, and shout out to Kobe Vanderswag. Yes, you just got mentioned on the podcast. Now,
congratulations.
But he's always been asking for it. So, he even said who he wanted to play first round, and it was Boston. Because they could have steamrolled.
That's a redemption thing. Though.
But they could. No, it was because Boston's so much easier this year. And he said if they play Tampa, I don't know they win. As a Leafs fan, A diehard Leafs fan
Be hopeful.
doesn't know if they win or not.
No, Boston was guaranteed to be you can't say easier matchup when it comes to NHL, but the matchup that doesn't make you want to...
It'd be a bit of vindication for Toronto, obviously, too, after
for sure.
losing how many times to them in the first round?
I don't know.
At least 2 in
game 7 too. Yeah.
They've blown so many leads against
It was
Boston.
like, what, a 5-2 lead that one time?
No, it was 4-1 to 1 in the third period, 10 minutes left or something like that. They
OT 5.
Yeah, they blew it.
Hey, if you're going to diss your own team, we're going to diss you.
So, I don't know. I think Tampa's got that series. Now, moving on to other series, I do think
Minnesota Wild and Blues for me. That's going to be
that's going to be like your da da da.
Oh,
your one and only, like, you know.
Oh, that's what I'm
attention
watching
seeker,
for sure. Yeah.
Selling tickets like that.
Coming off the Winter Classic, 2 offensively very skilled teams and defensively too. Goaltending throughout the whole league has been an issue. For these 2 teams, not so much though, I'd say. And they're 2 really strong teams.
You traded for Fleury too.
Well, both teams, you're wondering who they're going to be playing because you got Fleury and Talbot, and then you got Husso and Binnington on the other end, and neither one of those teams picked like a solidified starter. Those are 2 guys. They could go back and forth each game if they wanted to with goaltending.
Yeah, it's tandems there. Like it's all day tandems, and I think that, in my personal opinion, I think the Wild are built for this, and I think that they're going to win this series. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on this, but I think that they're just the overall better team, and I think that they're going to make a deep run, and we're going to enjoy watching
This isn't 2003 anymore, and Blues are actually a decent hockey team. I love you, Dad, but you went through a hard time there.
I'd certainly like to see Minnesota come in on top here, though. I think that's a hockey town, and just the kids that go wild for a wild win.
Yeah, it's been a while for them too.
Oh, big time.
And
a good contentious year.
I think, and we're talking about teams that can contend with Colorado, because that's who I think everyone's looking at. I think
that's
Minnesota and Calgary are the 2 teams. So moving into Colorado.
Yeah, we've been saying Colorado since January.
And they get matched up against the Nashville Predators, who probably have actually, when you think about it, the top 2 Norris contenders are in this series.
McCarr
and Yossi. Yep. So, like, when you think about it, I think it doesn't matter. In my opinion, I think Colorado wins this in 5 at the most.
Oh, they're steamrolling. Like you said, at the most, yeah.
The most, I think.
I don't think we'll spend too much time debating on this one. Colorado, man, that offense with McKinnon alone.
Oh yeah. Well, you remember Darryl Sutter gave an interview and he was like, "Whoever plays Colorado in the first round, it's a waste of 7 days. It's just a waste of a first round."
And the younger Tays brother, he's been firing off as of late. His plus-minus has skyrocketed in the last month.
I don't think he's younger Taves' brother, but, it's Devin Taves.
As you said earlier,
Isn't
though...
the older Taves brother?
What? No.
Is Devin older than Jonathan?
No,
I don't think they're not related.
They're related.
They're related, but I don't think they're brothers.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think that they're brothers, but they might be. I might be completely wrong on this one, but...
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
This is for post.
But yes, but you're right.
The Tays family.
You're right about him plus minus. Like,
the last
it's almost a point per game.
Yeah.
And you know who they got him from? The New York Islanders.
Yeah, see, Tays is smart there. Jumping ship.
I want to loop back to something you said earlier, though, with the goaltending. That's the only weakness I see in Colorado. Darcy Kemper.
You think Darcy's weak?
I'm not weak per se, but I just don't think he's
also,
your guy.
we're not. We just completely blew over this. We completely forgot. Nashville just lost their starter. He's done.
Yeah.
Saros is done. He is not playing in this series.
Yeah, so when it comes to weakness,
it's David.
It's not Colorado.
It's big save Dave.
I'm looking long run. Kemper's obviously staying
You're
power
thinking
with the Nashville.
round.
Yeah.
So
fair point.
Yeah, he's not even thinking about first round. It's a blowback.
That's like I said, it's a waste of a series.
So, and then the last series I think we want to highlight here is the New York Rangers and Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah.
Now this
all the way on that one.
Really? I think Penguins. If a team is a dark horse in these playoffs, I think it's the Pittsburgh Penguins, and they're going to go to the Cups.
Are you thinking Rangers?
I'm thinking Rangers all the way. I like Igor Shesterkin. You got the best goalie in the league, I think, right there. Even better than Vasilevsky this season. He's hit
you can't argue with
No, 935 save percentage. Like, come on. And then their offense too. You got Chris Kreider blowout year. Like, he's over 50 goals now.
51 or 52.
Yeah, and then you got Zibanejad, and I think
Panair and Breadman,
I think they're on the come up, and I think Pittsburgh's just trying to cling on to the past right now.
Hot take here, though. Pittsburgh with Crosby and obviously Washington with Ovechkin. Two of the greatest of all times and two of the most clutch players. Crosby's better than Ovechkin.
100%. But
so that's why Pittsburgh's thinking
you're mentioning about Crosby, and this is something that Taylor's not realizing. Crosby has had one of the most underrated, dangerous seasons of his career that no one's talking about. This man missed 15 games to injury, and he still ended up with 85 points.
When has he not missed a season with injuries, though? I'm not a big Crosby guy.
But 85 points in an injury season, he's never below a point per season, point per game for a season.
No, I'll give it. He can score. I'm not I've never been a fan of his
Malkin,
game.
you got Rust, you got Jake Gensel, you got Richard Raquel, who they traded for, who's been a great addition. It really just comes down to Jerry, I think. And I think that this team is honestly the most underrated team that everyone's not thinking about. I think Pittsburgh coming into this series, they finished second in the Metro. They finished.
Did they I thought
maybe they didn't. I think maybe they finished second. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
They finished tightly.
Oh, well, they're in the 2-3 series.
Yeah, they're in the 2-3 series against maybe New York has home. We can double check that. But other than that, I think that people weren't expecting Pittsburgh to be as good as what they were this year.
Well, this definitely isn't a write-off series. You look at it by the numbers, and like you said, you take Sid the Kid, Sid the not-so-kid anymore, and you can never write off a Pittsburgh team with Malkin and all those guys.
And
I just think you go to 7 games, the Rangers, they just got the energy. I think they're going to run them out.
Yeah, we got 2 busts on that team, so don't even worry about it. You got Capo Caco, second overall, and he's a bust. And then you got Lafreniere, and you know what? I'm gonna call him
disappointment.
I'm gonna call him semi-bust because Jack Hughes had 3 years, and this was his 3rd year, and Jack Hughes had a breakout year. Laffy's been in the league for 2 years now. He's been a bust the first 2 years, just like Jack Hughes was.
Yeah.
So we'll see next year what he does, but so far, bust.
I know a lot of guys too at the Q think he's always been the best player his age. Yeah. And you gotta think, he went to the NHL and all of a sudden, he wasn't the guy. So you give him, like you said, give him that 3rd year, I think you're gonna definitely see more, it's just how much more.
Yeah. So you talked about the Q, and I think that's what we have highlighted for the first round of the playoffs, for the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, I should say. Yeah. And we're going to mention the Q here.
Yeah. Before we get to that, a couple hot takes by yours truly. First of all, we went on a little week break there, and throughout this last month of April, we've expanded. We've done the media page. One of the big things of that, we went to the high school basketball tournament. Now, folks, I'm obviously a fan of my food. And moving to Canada, I had my expectations. How are you going to introduce this? High school basketball games in Canada, that's where you get the poutines, in my opinion. This is coming from an American, right? Obviously. But we went to this provincial basketball tournament. No concession stands. Folks, hot take here. Step up your game. I get hungry some days.
You mean every day at every 2 hours?
Yeah, well,
From the little time I've known you guys, every time I'm here, there's snacks everywhere.
Yeah, for him especially.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the first hot take. Just put some concession stands in places. You can raise great money for your school districts.
Oh, 100%.
This is all great, by the way.
Yeah, well, we'll get to Q later. But here's the second thing. Charlottetown Islanders, step up your hot dog game because Summerside Capitals are beating you by miles. We can talk about rinks, we can talk about board structure, we can talk about arenas, we can talk about fan attendance. But the main thing for me, comes from hot dog. Twice the size over at Summerside.
Okay,
and crispier dogs too.
When they'll sell them to you.
Here's one thing that we're looking at doing for the Waterboyz. Grant, every sporting event we go to where there is food for this man, he's looking at maybe doing a hot dog test just like Dave Portnoy does the pizza test. He's thinking about doing one bite hot dog test at every arena. So let us know in the comments if you guys want to see this.
If there's a hot dog on PEI that you want to see tested, fire off in the comments. Fire off on social media.
He'll eat it. I'll eat it too, probably.
Get this man a dog.
Yeah.
DMs are open for the glizzies.
But other than that,
going back to the queue.
Yeah, going back to the queue. We want to talk about this just briefly before we send you to Drew, and I know you're wanting to see this interview. The Charlottetown Islanders this weekend have a big weekend. It's going to be out by the time that it's over. They're going to be gearing up for the playoffs. But tomorrow, big game tomorrow. They had to play Acadia, and if they win that, and Quebec loses, then they get first place in the conference. And how huge would that be?
Oh, let me tell you, it's such a big deal.
Be massive for them.
Just, you look at the St. John Sea Dogs, they won 13 games straight at one point. Then they lost one, and now they're at a 14-game win streak after beating the Cape Breton Eagles 14-2.
Yeah.
So
14-2, folks. That's a football score in hockey as well.
Yeah. You want to avoid St. John as long as possible. The Islanders can hold their own. I got no doubts about that when everyone's well rested. But you want to avoid them as much and as long as possible. So first overall gets you that avoidance. You want that place.
And folks, they're gonna have Drew Elliott back too, and they're gonna have Ben Boyd back. Hopefully, that is the hope.
A little more scary.
Yeah. So it brings a lot more physicality, which I think is what they're lacking.
Yes.
I think that when we go and watch these big games, like against St. John's or against Rimouski and even the Phoenix,
and even the not so big games where it's a physical game against Drakkar, that was a physical game, and they were missing a lot.
They're just lacking the physicality, I think. And me and you talked about this during the games. We were watching it, and the Islanders are good. They're really good, but I think they're lacking physicality, and that's just.
There's no doubt they can score.
Yeah, no. And it's just, can you match the physicality in the playoffs? And you're gonna like what Drew Elliott had to say in the podcast because he's ready to go for the playoffs and he's ready to fight for the Islanders. But other than that, I think we're gonna send it to Drew and Oscar.
Actually, we'll do that again here. Season 2, big things coming up. Not so big thing. iOS update crashed the audio for the second half of this pod. So you get iPhone audio, but for the rest of the summer, it's going to be this fancy microphone here that we're talking into. But for right now,
I think we're going to send it to Drew and we're going to send it to Oscar, who had a wonderful interview with us, and we were happy that they're the first guests of Season 2 of the Waterboyz. And not only do we have Season 2 of the Waterboyz podcast happening, but we just want to let you guys know that we are going to a lot more events right now, and we have even started commentating at games. Well, Grant has.
No matter the weather, we will be there. Because I just stood out in the cold, in the snow, and a little bit of freezing rain, and high winds for you. Because I love sports. Justin loves sports. Taylor loves sports. We're going to be here for you. We're going to be there for you.
So subscribe to the Waterboyz podcast and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Welcome back to Season 2 of the Waterboyz. We're joined here today by two Charlottetown Islanders, Drew Elliott and Oscar Plandowski. One's playing right wing for the Islanders, injured right now, and one's a star defenseman on the Islanders. So welcome to the show, boys. We're glad to have you, and we can't wait to talk some hockey with you guys.
Thanks for having us.
For sure. Before we talk hockey, though, you're disrespecting me. You're bringing a Raiders hat into the Thunderdome.
Yeah, I'm not really even a Raiders fan. Just like the hat. Had it for a while.
And then we got a Raptors hat over here on Drew Elliott.
I just like the hat too, honestly. I didn't buy it.
Big hat guys.
Yeah.
Well, they're two good logos. I mean, two good fan bases, I'd say.
Do you guys pay attention to other sports?
Yeah. I mean, I follow the NBA probably the closest other than hockey, but
Okay.
Yeah, who's your team?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I just, like,
You're just in it for
following,
the-
I'm big on like following on social media and the antics they get up to. So
The end of the playoffs at all?
yeah,
You're
yeah.
not
watching
a
that.
bandwagoner, are you?
No, like I haven't. I don't know. I just kind of like seeing what the players get up to on social media and stuff like that. It's always pretty entertaining.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, who's your pick for the playoffs here?
In the NBA,
Yeah.
I think the Warriors.
Okay.
I think the Warriors might get
Yeah,
one.
I'm with you. Maybe
That's,
they have a chance.
It's a good brick house to lean on, I'd say.
Yeah,
Looking for Steph to go one more time.
yeah. They got guys back. Poole and Clay's back and Draymond. So
Yeah.
you know.
What about you, Drew? Any other sports you follow?
I don't follow much other than hockey, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you even follow? Do you guys? This was just a question because you guys, we've had other people on, and they say they can't even follow the NHL because they're so caught up in the queue. Now, do you guys struggle with like even watching the NHL or seeing games?
Well, like
or-
I like just like watching like highlights or whatever, and like try to like catch the odd game sometimes.
yeah, for
but
sure.
I find you the same way though.
Yeah, well, I watch quite a bit. Like whenever it's on, I'll catch the game on TV. But a lot of times we've been playing a lot too, so just catching the highlights and stuff like that.
Yeah, you guys got a team there, or a player that's a big inspiration to you in your playing styles or what?
I'm a big Nathan McKinnon fan, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Like his style of play.
Yeah.
What about it?
I don't know. He's just he's just fast guy and has a laser of a shot. So
Oh.
No,
yeah.
you're more of a physical guy, and he's developing more of a physical side. As of late, he's been getting hot-headed, so you know he might be looking at your game. too.
No,
I don't
you
know.
never
He's
know.
got a shot on.
Yeah.
A little meat in the middle there.
Yeah.
So I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of physical game, you got a fighting picture on your Instagram there. You're not shy of it.
Yeah, I know. I had to fire that up. It's the one. I've only had 3 fights, but I managed to get 1 picture, so I fired it up there.
Maybe one of the scraps stick out your head.
Honestly, the last one there. I don't know. He was a really good fighter. He carried off St. John, and
Okay.
I don't know. It was we had a good little matchup there, and probably go him again if we see him in the second round.
Yeah.
Try to.
What'd you say to him before you dropped the gloves?
I know a few guys off like St. John, like Bezo and Blagden, and they just said like we give it to him because he went to St. John to like fight and stuff, and like he didn't have like a fight for like the first little bit, and they like kind of like joke with him, and then I ended up like hitting like Villeneuve, and then turned around, he was sitting there, and I was like, I guess we're going now.
Well, that's Bezo. He's quite the
Yeah,
he gets on your
Bezo was the
skin.
one who said like,
Yeah.
Drew would fight you, and then I just turned around, he's sitting there waiting. So
Is it hard though with the Q rules, like with fighting, like?
yeah, like now it's 15 minutes, so if you fight, you're out for good chunk of the game,
Almost a third. Yeah.
Not even just that, but like 3 fights and you
Yeah,
get a game. Like,
yeah,
is
it's-
that also something in the back of your mind? Like, I gotta use this one fight. to
Yeah,
get
you kind of
strategic
like go with that
advantage?
all. You go with that all year, but then like I don't know. Like, then it's again like the 15-minute
Mhm.
rule now. It just sucks, but it's nice in playoffs they reset.
Yeah, for
So.
sure. It's just like technical fouls in the NBA.
Yeah, yeah.
But looking more towards this season, you guys have had a great year. You guys are 47 wins now. You close out the season tomorrow against Acadia. What do you guys think the focus is at this point in the season? Playing Acadia and then gearing up for the playoffs. Like, is tomorrow just a tune-up game kind of for you guys, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long year. We've played a lot of games, so I think the last little stretch is always probably the hardest to get through, just because I mean you're focused on playoffs, and we've waited a long time to kind of get into it. But
Mhm.
I think it's just kind of fine tuning things, and I mean Bathurst is a good team as well, so that's a team we might be playing if we get to the second round.
Yeah.
It could be a team we play, so it's kind of just fine tuning things.
Now, this will be up before or after your game is up, but tomorrow you guys actually have a big battle ahead of you guys. Like, you're 1 point behind Quebec for the #1 overall seed in the conference. Now, obviously, if they win as well, you guys won't get it. But if you guys win tomorrow's game, you guys will get it, and they lose. So, how much does tomorrow mean to you guys? And what I'm looking at in terms of the standings is you guys won't have to play St. John until the 3rd round if you guys get the #1 seed. So does that mean anything to you guys, or do you guys not care about St. John's?
It'd obviously be like a huge like accomplishment, like getting that first in the league. But honestly, it wouldn't really matter like who we play. We just gotta be ready for anybody at any time. So I think it should be a good battle, whoever we come across.
Is there like a different kind of tune-up whenever you're going to play St. John's? I know Gordy, he used to be in PDI, he's got a real physical style of games. Do you guys feel you gotta change things up a bit almost before you go in and tackle St. John, get a little more gritty almost?
Yeah, I think we like as long as we play like simple and not overdo everything and just keep playing hard and like we gotta be like really physical obviously, and I think that would help us out a lot.
For you out on the ice, because Drew's obviously injured right now, what are you noticing like that you guys might be lacking in an area that you guys have to improve on in order to win the President's Cup this year?
I think it comes down to the details. I think it's a game of mistakes, obviously, and I think we saw it last year. We were in a tight series, and it was one turnover, one mistake cost us basically a 1-0 game in Game 5, and I think it's just the little things is what comes back to bite you in the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. And this year the Q's changed, 5-game series instead of a 7, so mistakes are not going to be something you guys are going to want if it's a best of 5 instead of a best of 7. Now, Acadia tomorrow, what do you guys have to do in order to win this game?
I think just buying in and playing the way we know we can play. I think over the last little stretch here, we've been, I think not complacent, but we're almost just. It's been a long year, and we're. I think some guys are just you're kind of focused on playoffs, and it's kind of the dog days, and it's kind of hard to be dialed in. But I think our group knows it's a big game, and in the last game before playoffs, you want to have some good habits and do the right things.
I mean, you guys are playing 14 less games, just 14 less games than our NHL regular season, so it is a long season for sure.
Well, that's with the condensed schedule too. You guys are playing like what? There's 5 games in 8 days. You got 6 games in 9 days. And watching last night, I noticed that was one thing Jim did was he was playing the 4th line a lot more. Is that kind of just to give you guys a feel coming down the stretch in more pressure situations, getting them ready for the playoffs or their first taste of playoff hockey?
Yeah, I think that, and the 4th line has been playing really well lately too. So I think he's getting more confidence in those boys, and they're only young, so it's nice to get them out there and get that experience, and then because we need everybody in playoffs, so it'll be good.
So what's been the vibe at practice? Coming into this home stretch.
Like practice has been great. Like everybody's been up really upbeat, and we it's not too many hard practices obviously because of our schedule. But every time we usually get like a little skills day going or whatever. But everybody seems like really positive lately.
So like, did everyone like kind of intensify practice like right after the Phoenix game? I should say. Like after that, I think you guys lost 6-2 in that game. Now you guys had a good 3rd period, but like they scored 2 empty netters, I'm pretty sure, in that game. After that game, did everyone like just like focus in even more than what they already were?
I mean, it's a bit of a wake up call, but I mean, there's a lot of good teams in this league, and you got to show up every night if you want to be prepared to win. And another thing about how condensed the schedule is, you kind of have to move on and worry about the next game because it's coming probably in a day or 2. So I think we got a pretty resilient group. So I think we get over that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And with quick games, travel too. What's that been like? I mean, we know from Dawson Stairs and Patrick Gator that blackjack was big earlier in the season. Has that been the case still?
No, yeah, blackjack's definitely huge. The boys do tend to do that. What just puts in time or weight. But
Yeah, despite the quick turnaround, the Travelers kind of maintain the same feel.
yeah. But last few games has just been Moncton, Bathurst and stuff. So it hasn't been too bad. And then we had that road trip a couple weeks ago up the Bathurst from Mooski Way, and then it's been good.
Yeah.
Lots of fun.
What was the highlight of that road trip there?
There's
Did you go?
Yeah, I went. That was the one that I did the Bathurst, then Rimouski, and then I went to Moncton, and then that's when I got hurt there. But no, it was a good time. We just had a lot of fun on the road, and
Something's going on.
yeah, Oscar, you take that.
No, it was just we were winning games and
Everything just seemed to be
everything kind
going
of
right.
clicked. And
Yeah.
we had some guys hit some milestones.
A few guys.
A few guys hit some milestones that trip, and yeah, I mean, the road trips. That's kind of where you bond with the team, and
Do you guys go out much on road trips? Do you guys even leave your hotels?
We would the odd time, if we don't have a game the next day or whatever, and
guys have family and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Too.
We had a lot of Quebec
Dinner
guys.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, does when there's guys that go and are on a road trip and their family's close, does a bunch of the team members go to the person's house and just bombard the parents' house? Or
not really. We usually when we go, it's we have a game the next day and stuff. So I don't know. We actually have a lot of Quebec guys, so all their families come and they just go out for supper or whatever and just come back to the hotel after. But
it's really nice.
yeah.
Going back to milestones here, a big one for the Islanders. Pat Gay just hit a franchise record at 51. He's obviously building on that one a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
54 now.
54.
Yeah, he got 54 last night. He's been having a crazy season. It's crazy. Happy for him.
Yeah,
Did
that
he get
50
drafted?
Go.
Oh, no, you.
Yeah, so that 51st one, walking back, he just goes top corner on a breakaway. That just felt right.
Yeah.
What was that bench like?
We were all fired up for him. I didn't even know the record was just 50. So he broke 2 records in basically two games. He got 50
Yeah.
and then got the franchise record. And he's on a little chase to see if he can have most goals this year in the league. So we're hoping.
I saw
William
got 55 last night, so he's gonna need.
Yeah, he's
At least
behind.
2 tomorrow.
He's behind by 1, but you never know. Especially with Patrick, he can.
He's-
Yeah, Pat, he needed that 1 goal, so he doesn't mind going bar down there. So.
Yeah.
Do you find he's a bit of that clutch guy?
Oh yeah, you just he's out there and you just feel confident that he's gonna score. So
It's
Well, that top
huge.
line,
yeah.
He puts in the work. In practice and stuff like that, he's always dialed in, and I think that's really why he's been able to have such a great year. It's just how much work he puts in.
When he's out there and you're up there, as a defenseman, is it just well, shit, we're gonna be in the offensive zone the whole time. We're not gonna be in the defensive zone. We got him out here.
Yeah.
Is that the feeling, or?
Yeah, there's times where he's got the puck and he's just going through guys, and you think it's just oh, I gotta back out here, and then he's oh no, he does 2 cutbacks and he's going to the net. It's pretty sweet.
You got another big name defender too. While we're on the topic, Lucas Cormier, another Waterboyz alumni. Yeah, he's been tearing it up too.
Oh yeah, he's having a great season as well. Hopefully the boys can do some great things after the season, and we'll follow it up in the playoffs, and then see if they can do some great things after.
He's
as
also
well.
got his name in the Islanders record book
Yeah,
now.
they're offensive
Yeah,
defenseman.
He's got a couple records there broken now, but
Most goals by a D guy in franchise history.
Yeah.
Quite a few now too, because
Yeah.
he beat the record, which is 50, I'm pretty sure, and he must be near 60 or 70 now. in his
pushing
career.
it.
Yeah, and he's in the race for the top points by a defenseman this year.
Yeah.
Him and Trigny,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you always see him in warm-ups too. He's below the dots, taking shots off the
Yeah.
what seems to be
Yeah.
a goal line. It's when's that gonna come in a game? And I saw him pot one, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's when it comes.
Yeah.
He loves to go down low.
Oh yeah, he loves it.
His shooting goal last night was nice too.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes he's in deeper than your forwards.
He doesn't mind.
Yeah. Then going back to that shootout, 19 rounds?
Yeah, that's
Most
records.
longest Q shootout in history.
Yeah. I think I shot in like the 14th round or something like that. And I was
What were you even
I
expecting?
wasn't like, I was just watching rounds go and I'm like, oh my god, I'm a shooter. And it was like, ice by the end of it was just brutal. Like, guys were just coming in losing the puck. My temp was just awful.
Yeah.
But I mean,
What were you
scored
thinking?
twice.
Like when Jim called your name and said you're going up, like you gotta
Between the
go.
legs.
I was thinking about doing something dumb, like, but then the ice is really bad, and then I don't know, like, you almost just like want to get it off by the end of it, and then you don't want to go in too fast and then lose it in the snow. But
So I noticed a lot of guys were going
yeah,
slow.
a lot of guys were coming in
Yeah.
slow, and I don't know, both goalies were standing on their heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're coming down the ice, you know, your name gets called, you're looking at the goalie, are you thinking like, oh, I gotta go glove high here, or just put it on the net?
I think you just kind of, you think before, but then you wait and see what he gives up. But
Wait until the
I
next
don't
time
know,
you
it's
go,
it's tough when it's going that long. You're just like, oh my god, there's
yeah.
no one scoring here. We gotta find something. But
He's been a sneaky goalie to beat all season too.
Yeah.
Like Lemieux was with
Yeah.
the Sea Dogs, and he got traded for Couture.
Yeah.
And then ever since he came to Moncton, it seems every time you guys face him, he's on his game.
Oh yeah, he is a good goalie.
And so last night you were in the stands. What was that like?
It was pretty neat. We every time we went, like their fans are like crazy, so like, just booze. And then
Yeah.
when Cormier went, it was half and half. And he's from there, so it's like yeah. And then half of the other ones like boo.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now, like, was it like holy shit? Like this is.
No, it was crazy. Yeah, it was cool to watch that too. From
So it'd have to be crazy for you got Arsenault as an AP player,
Yeah.
and you got to shoot
Yeah.
a Q shootout.
Yeah.
would have been nice. It was we had Pat Gay's birthday yesterday and Sam Bonus's too, so it would have been nice if one of those guys scored in the shootout too.
Well, that's it. I was thinking it'd be crazy if Arsenault scored for like his second game
Yeah.
in the Q this season.
No,
and I was
no.
kind of hoping Gallant too, just nice
Yeah.
Island boy. I was gonna cheer for him.
Yeah.
So we'll move a little bit into a sadder topic.
Yeah.
The injury bug this year for the Islanders. It's been a tough one. For you, it's
Yeah.
hurting you right now.
Yeah.
Now, walk us through your injury and like you're coming back. You say first game of playoffs you're hoping for.
Yeah, that's what I'm aiming for right now. But just like last Tuesday, after that was the day after it happened. I couldn't like walk, but
Really?
yeah, we've been like working on it quite a bit.
What
and
happened there?
well, it was weird because like I ended up blocking a shot in their zone, went all the way down, and then their defense took a full ice run at me, elbow to the head, and then I like blacked out, and I like just thought it was my head.
Holy.
And then I went off, and then I was like feeling something, and it was my abdomen. I tore my abdomen, so I thought it was my head for sure. Thought I had a concussion. Then we went through the concussion protocol, and everything was good, and I was like something's not right. And then
That was Bellamy, right? Big
Yeah.
fella. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we saw the hit, and all the boys upstairs were thinking, yeah, no, it's his head. It's got to
Yeah.
be concussion because we
Yeah.
saw you kind of like blink it a little bit there.
I blacked out completely, but sorry. Take it.
Laugh at your teammates.
Yeah. He doesn't remember. Can't hear too much.
So not only just you, it's been like Xavier this year.
It's been a short bench this.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have to think Semino he'd probably be leading the league in points right now if it wasn't for your missing near 20 games.
Yeah.
And then you got,
Boyd.
I remember Ben Boyd's
Yeah,
out,
that
but
was
not only just that, during games, remember it was, I forget, was it the Phoenix maybe?
The
You guys,
Sea Dogs.
Sea
Sea
Dogs,
Yeah.
you lost
Three neon
3
knees,
guys, like,
yeah.
in
took
3,
a puck to the face.
yeah,
Yeah.
you
That just seemed like a long day.
Yeah.
how, like, what happened in there? Like,
I don't even know. I was boxing out in front of the net, and all of a sudden
Boxing.
just got smoked.
Were you like body on the line, or it was just like? Oh,
I didn't even mean to. It was a point shot, and it got ramped up, and
Like
just
you-
smoked me right
yeah.
there.
We met too. What do you mean?
It
it was fucking face.
Excited going off, just like.
I was pissed, but
Yeah.
I was lucky I didn't break anything.
Yeah.
Lose any teeth, but my face was pretty swollen for the next few days.
That was 4 people that game. There was
like you guys lost Xavier during that game. You guys lost.
Bravenich and Gallant both took neon knees
Yeah.
too. 3 of them.
So like, not only like, I know it was a tough game with the loss, but how does that affect a team like you guys? Middle of a game and you're losing 3 or 4 guys in a game, like.
Yeah, no, it's never easy when you have guys. You feel bad. And you don't want your buddies getting hurt, but it's something we've been dealing with all year. Part of it's got to be the schedule, how condensed it is, but I think everyone's kind of going through that, and we're almost lucky in a sense. We're getting through the injury bug now, so hopefully we don't have to deal with this much in playoffs.
Yeah, it's just really you and Ben Boyd. Yeah.
And Patty LeBlanc.
Yeah, Patty LeBlanc. He feel bad for that guy.
Yeah, he's gone for a while. I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened there again?
He took a hit and it was like kind of like he twisted a weird way.
Over
and,
the bench, kind of he lacerated both kidneys and his spleen.
Yeah.
I heard he was like bed rest for 6 weeks.
Yeah,
but he's walking around there. So.
Yeah, he's walking now, but he was at the hospital here for like 4 days. Then he went home for weeks to just bed rest.
Mm-hmm. So is there any plan to return, like not to play obviously, but for him to come watch the playoffs?
Yeah, he'll probably come up.
We've seen him around a bit. He was at one of the games.
Bill at night there.
Yeah, he was there one of those nights, and he was at the game last night in Moncton. So I mean, we're always pretty happy to see him and see that he's doing better.
And if we make it to Mem Cup or whatever, chances are he might even be able to play. Honestly, but
yeah.
Because I think he's taking a little scan here and like this week coming, so he'll know more. So.
And you just mentioned the key word, Mem Cup.
Yeah. Yeah. Got your eyes set on it, or?
Yeah. I think.
Is that the ultimate goal? Like just winning the Mem Cup, or is it just like getting there first? Is that the ultimate goal for you?
I think it's obviously winning it, but I think we have a really special team this year. So I think once everybody's in and everybody's healthy, I think we can do a little bit of damage here. So
You're all in.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, like, this is our year, and we've got a great group of core guys that have been here for a while. So.
Well, not only forward, just defense. You guys have one of the best D-cores in the Q, like, if not one of the best. Now, for you yourself, you play in that every night. Like, is there an expectation coming into playoffs? Like, we gotta live up and we gotta be better than what we already are.
I think it's just continuing what we've been working on all year. Like, we know we've got a talented group, and I mean we've built on this core group. I guess for I've been here for 3 years now, so just kind of continuing that and trying to play our game in playoffs.
Yeah. In your 3 years, is this one of your more confident? Oh, this is it.
Yeah, I mean, last year we had a special group as well. We were, we had a strong team, but this year, I mean, this is it, and we've made a lot of trades to try to go in for it this year, and we know kind of what's at stake, and but this is probably the last kick of the can with the group we got.
Yeah, and speaking of trades, St. John has obviously stacked it up since they're hosting this thing. So is there any other teams that you're like, oh man, this team's staying in our way, you know, that you're not really looking forward to it playing in this playoffs? Obviously, you can't predict who's playing.
I mean, yeah, like there's some good teams, and Quebec's pretty good, and Bathurst is good. There's lots of teams that have guys that are you gotta watch on the ice, but I think the thing for us is that we know we can go up against anyone, and I guess if we play our game, we feel we've got a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
So come along with playoffs, you obviously need your fans. So what do you guys think about playing at the Eastlink Center? I know it's a smaller arena than some of the other arenas, but like the atmosphere inside there. What's it like playing?
Yeah, the fans are great. We have a lot of season ticket holders that are always there to support, and no, it's great. I love my time here at Charlottetown, honestly.
Yeah, like I mean I haven't played playoffs here. I mean I just got unlucky with timing on the shutdown year and stuff like that, but I've seen I remember when they swept Halifax that year and they were throwing brooms on the ice, and we were watching some of those games and just seeing the building rocking like that. It's it's going to be pretty exciting to be able to play in front of the home crowd for playoffs.
Well, it's growing up here. I can honestly say Eastlink Center playoffs every year, no matter if it was the Rock or the Islanders, there's nothing like a crowd at the Eastlink Center for the playoffs.
I'm the same boat as him. Like I haven't played playoffs. Like we went last year to playoffs, but it was the bubble, so really no fans.
So I know I said it's a smaller arena. Do you guys think that is a disadvantage? When we had Patrick Gay on and Dawson Sears, they say it wasn't like a major disadvantage because it still gets rocking. But do you guys feel like other teams have a bigger home ice advantage with their fans, like say Halifax, with a big arena like that one?
Yeah, I think I don't think it's a very big advantage at all. I think maybe the smaller rinks, like you can hear more and just might be even louder. Honestly, I don't know.
Well, to look at Bathurst, when the fan bus went up there,
Yeah.
they maybe 1,000, 1,500 fans, but they could let the refs hear it and let you guys hear it if they wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
And obviously, the Q rinks have kind of their own oddities. Each has their own kind of niche thing. I'd say the biggest thing for the Islanders is you guys, after warm-ups, walk past a bar in the crowd, in the hallway, off the ice, towards your DR. Like, what comes to mind, just coming off that ice and getting bombarded?
Stopping for a drink.
Yeah, we're pretty used to it now. It doesn't really matter. It's good to see all the fans. But
what about when you first came to the team?
When I first came to the team, I thought that was the weirdest thing ever. Like, you're walking to warm-ups and there's just like people who are coming to watch the games, like walking across you in front of you, and you're just. But
sometimes I'm literally standing there. Like I remember one game, they're just walking right there. They don't care. Like, they're just like, I'm going.
Yeah, you're Prince Edward Island's NHL team.
Yeah. Big air quotes here. The security will kind of like try to push people aside, but you get like 8-year-old kids just running.
So that's gotta be like a weird like kind of vibe when you just walk out and you're seeing people come in, purchase their tickets. Like
at the start it was kind of weird, like Oscar said. Like I grew up in I'm from St. John, so like St. John, like you don't even get to see like the players and stuff. And then first game at Charlottetown, it was everybody was buzzing around. So
during the 3 stars things, I've seen Patrick Gay sign a poster that wasn't even him. It was like his family.
Speaking about autographs from little kids, you're getting bombarded while you're injured, eh?
Yeah, it's nice to have that. Honestly, it's kind of a little confidence boost to get the kids going. But no, it's nice that we have those like kids there for the fans and stuff too, and hopefully you're kind of like a role model for them. I don't know.
Are you signing any posters of Frankie?
I signed one of Ben Boyd the other day.
Did they think you were Ben Boyd?
No, Ben was sitting beside me, and they just wanted me.
Well, that's you guys sit up in like section 22 where all the birthday kids go.
So, is that okay? Yeah.
So like, is it just like a point where like they're coming up to you mid-game and you're like trying to watch the game and?
Oh, you can see some kids like creeping up, and then they're like the moms are like, just go, they don't care or whatever. But then once one goes, then they all come, and then they're not as shy anymore about it.
So you getting the signature down pat or?
It's coming. Yeah, Oscar's got his up there. It's always good.
Are you signing much stuff or?
I don't know. Sometimes not. I don't know. Not as much as Lucas and some of those boys, but a little bit.
Well, you got to practice for the pros. You got Red Wings camp coming up. Drafted by him. How's that feel?
Sorry about that.
No.
Obviously it's pretty sweet. I guess getting drafted in NHL is always a dream of mine growing up. So I guess to be drafted was pretty sweet.
How was draft night for you?
It was.
Draft weekend, I guess.
It's a weird year that I was at home and watching on TV, but I had my family with me, so that was pretty cool. And when I got drafted, my buddies all came over, and we had like a nice like barbecue kind of thing, so it was pretty sweet. But it was a pretty stressful day.
Were you expecting to get the call that day?
Yeah, no, I was expecting to get drafted. It's just I didn't know, I guess, where and when. So
was there any like maybe 5 teams that like you knew maybe that you had the chance of going to? Was the Red Wings one of them?
Yeah. I talked to Detroit a couple times before, and they were a team that I thought I had a good chance to get drafted to. So I was lucky to get drafted there.
Were you frustrated by waiting?
Yeah, I mean it's a long day, and I mean you're seeing guys that you think you're better than, or like your peers and stuff like that you're watching get drafted, and I mean you're just kind of antsy, hoping for your name. So I mean it was a long day, but it was worth the wait.
So you do get that phone call. What goes through your head?
It was just kind of crazy. Your phone starts blowing up, and the rest of my family was going nuts. So it was just pretty exciting.
Did you get the phone call first, or did you find out you were picked first?
I got a call from my agent who was just like, congratulations. And I was like, we're gonna get drafted. Like Detroit, and it hadn't loaded on the TV yet, so I heard before I got to see the pick go through, which was pretty cool. But yeah.
And for you, Drew, I know you're not drafted yet, but what's the expectations this year? You can go back into the draft. I'm pretty sure last year was your first year eligibility for the draft. So what's the expectations this year going into the draft?
Hopefully I have had a pretty decent season this year, and hopefully I can build off of that in the playoffs, and then aim for maybe if it's a bonus, get drafted, or even a camp. I'd really be happy with that.
You're basically going in and hoping getting invited is basically the main goal.
Yeah.
Is there? I know like you're looking to get all 32 teams, but is there any team that in particular you're just like childhood team that you grew up watching and you just would love to play for them?
Yeah. I don't know. There's not any team would be huge but I don't know.
There was no childhood team for you though.
Probably Boston. I've always liked Boston. Me and my dad always watch those. I like the Marchand. I know he's kind of greasy, but
hey, don't worry about it. I got ties to him. He's basically known as a rat. So
You're on a pretty good team for it too. You got one of the most prospects for the NHL guys in the queue yet. There's 70 on the team that have been drafted, along with Lowin and Brett. They've all been invited to camp. So you got a pretty good group of guys to learn from the experience they've had.
Oh, exactly. All our from the past and this year, all our 20-year-olds are older guys. You just build off of those guys, and it's good to see those guys and just learn from them.
Yeah, and there's a lot of parentheses when you look at a roster. Just like you said, drafted everywhere. So on the ice in practices, or off the ice, you ever talk about when I see you in the NHL, it's going to be different?
I don't know. I mean, it's pretty nice having guys who are similar situations, and obviously having guys on your team that are really good. It helps push in practice and stuff like that. So it's good to be able to work with and learn from other guys on your team.
I was just going to say, it must be that push off the edge, just I got to be better than my newest competitor, while we're still teammates.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there any friendly competition between Trudeau and Simmer there? Both Montreal prospects?
No, they battle quite hard in practice, but no, it's all fun and games though. They're good buddies.
I have a question for Oscar here. It's about Drew. So I've been told by multiple people, this guy is one of the funniest in the locker room. Is this true, or?
Yeah, I'd say so. Drew's good for some good lines, and sometimes it could be random, but he gets the boys laughing pretty hard.
And what do you do to get these guys laughing?
I don't even know. I just kind of goofy sometimes.
Good personality.
I guess.
And what you gotta? You're goofy.
It's got to be some impression.
I don't even know. Oscar's gonna have to answer that.
I don't know. Just the boys like hearing Ella tell stories, and I don't know, be goofy, and I don't know.
Other than Drew, we've heard Xavier's.
Play for the Bears.
Yeah, he's a funny guy too.
Apparently gives haircuts to people.
Yeah. I don't know. We started like there was one game that he's like, he got a haircut, and then he ended up cutting like I think it was Sam Oliver's and Michael Horst's hair, and so it was just like a little string. And they both ended up scoring that game, and then he just kept going until they didn't score.
So he didn't give Sam the mullet though.
What? No, I gave Sam the mullet actually.
So there you go. What's about that then?
I don't know. Just if you need a cut, just like come to me. I guess.
Is that like something you're gonna pursue if hockey's ever not gonna be your thing?
Maybe like
barber career going.
Yeah, I don't know, but I just have like this little. I have like a little kit there, and if I don't know, I just told him I'm gonna give him a mullet, and he was down for it. So gave Sam bonus one too.
Give anyone else some cuts or?
No, just those two boys mullets.
Should make a deal with Jimmy there. If he's make the mem cup, you gotta give him a buzz cut or give him a little shave in the side of the head.
Yeah, I know, Jim like a buzz cut, but
I don't know if you guys saw, but Churro when at the Caps game the other night, the Churro goaltender has T's carved in the side of his head.
I didn't see
that. He's got a skullet.
Yeah.
T carved into his head.
Gold maps,
Yeah,
Are we gonna put a C in any mullets here?
Yeah.
Might have to, honestly.
Yeah.
Mixing a couple
Lose
C's.
something. I don't know.
Is there anything
Depends on
for the
how Churro
playoffs in terms of like maybe not playoff beards because who can even grow a beard on the team?
Yeah. We did mullets last year, but they
Didn't work.
they didn't work, so I don't know. Maybe do mullets again, I don't know.
Okay.
Well, Dawson Stairs' reverse mohawk is something of a legend on the Waterboyz podcast. So.
Did he tell you guys about that?
Yeah.
One last thing before we let you go here. You guys' trades like this season, how much of an impact have they been for you, Dawson Stairs, for example? I know that he said you guys were chirping him there before he was even traded. Like, when are you getting over here? Like, because he already knew that he was coming to Charlottetown. But can you talk a little bit about that?
No, yeah, like I found all our trades. We had really good connection with like the Sam Oliver and the Gooby, but I think our trades now like are really good, and Frankie goalie is a really exceptional goalie. Stairs. Biakatuka, and it's just been great, honestly. It's they're fitting in nicely, and everybody's getting along. So
for you,
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously it's sad to see some of your buddies go, but it's always exciting when new guys come rolling around and bring some life through them. Stairsy and Wazzy's a funny guy, and Biak, and I mean, all the boys get along really well, so it's nice they meshed in well.
now you mentioned about it being a little bit sad. Now is like this is your guys' first taste of getting traded or seeing trades happen. Like, how is that for you guys? I know you were traded, Drew. Like, how is that? Like, is it hard or?
Well, I was in like Baie-Comeau, and it was hard. Like I couldn't get to see my family much. I was 16, and. Yeah, it was hard there. Like, it was super French. Like, I'm English as can be, and anyway, so when I got traded, like I had great billets and all that stuff, and I liked all the guys and stuff, but the French just wasn't it, and I asked for the trade, and they brought me in after that Christmas game, the half the season game, and then. They're like, oh, you've been traded to Charlottetown. I was trying not to but no, yeah, I was happy that I traded. There's some different scenarios that some guys get dished and they don't know, but
For
I
sure.
was pumped about
I
it.
mean, it's just as bad as in NHL or NBA or NFL. Like, you got some people just don't know that they're getting cut or traded. So
Yeah, like a Marc-Andre Fleury situation there where you find it on social.
Yeah.
I wanted to loop back to one thing there, but I saw you sitting up in the stands, you started getting all the autographs and stuff. So you're rocking that blue suit there one game.
Yeah.
Is that the fashion sense there? So?
Yeah, I mixed a couple nice suits in. My mom fixed me up nice.
Yeah.
Coach make you dress up? Or?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a thing we just do, just dress up for the game. But
did your mom like pick out the suit?
Yeah, she'll like my sister and my mom are like. Well, my sister goes to school for like fashion design or whatever, so she.
So you got your own like personal
Yeah,
tailor.
yeah.
Okay.
I'll just like every Christmas just come with a new suit or like different clothes, so it's nice.
There you go.
It's just luxury life.
Yeah.
You're already living like an NHL.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys coming on the podcast. You guys, we wish you the best of luck in your playoffs this year. We hope that you guys are going to make it to the Ben Cup at least and hopefully win that as well. I know the goal is the President Cup as well. Other than that, you can like and subscribe on YouTube, and you can follow along on the Waterboyz podcast on Instagram, and you can also follow along for local island sports that we're covering on the Waterboyz media account. And today, actually, right before this was shot, Grant did live commentating on a rugby game, so look forward to that in the future as well.
Full of Grantisms, and don't worry, Justin, I'll play him out.